Hello everyone, so we have now transferred from Wilderness Lodge over to Grand Floridian. So not very far, just a little ways over.
Yeah, just around the lake, but we have gone from a vacation club 1-bedroom villa to here we have the outer building garden view. Yep. Now a couple weeks ago we had the lagoon view in the outer building. This is a different building this time, and we have a view of the garden area, which is mostly grass and bushes and some roses and the pool as well. So
pretty much the pool.
Pretty much the pool, yeah. That's most of our view here.
But we do have a really pretty balcony, so we're going to show you the room. So here we go.
This is cool. So here in this room, we actually are on the 4th floor at the Grand Floridian in one of their outer buildings. And so these rooms are a little bit larger because of the way they're set up. I'll show you why that is here in just a minute. When you first walk in the room, to your left, you do have your closet space. And of course, there's a safe and things like that inside of here, as well as some robes, because at the Grand Floridian, if you are staying here, you are indeed fancy, and so fancy people must have robes.
Which they apparently wear around the resort, since we saw someone doing that.
We have seen random people wandering around the Grand Floridian wearing robes, and we hope other clothing as well, but they were wearing robes, so apparently that's the thing to do here at Grand Floridian. So once you come to the bathroom area here over on the right, there is a doorway, but there is no door to separate this bathroom area from the rest of the room, which is kind of frustrating for some people. Obviously it doesn't bother us as we don't have children, but I can see that being a problem for some people. We do have a very large double vanity in here with plenty of extra counter space on either side. And of course, lots of wonderful little hotel amenities here, including aloe, which is coming in handy lately with all the sun that we've been getting down here in these very warm May temperatures. So really beautiful ornate mirror with decoration all the way around, as well as in the lights. If we can get that to adjust, you'll see there's little decorations within the lights. All of it with a very floral pattern, very elegant fitting of the Grand Floridian theming. And then over here on the wall, we have one of our few Disney touches in this room, and that is a picture from Alice in Wonderland. And it looks like that's one of the ones where she's shrunken down to the size of a flower. So she's there in that little silhouette. And then we have the bathroom area over here with the tub and the toilet. And you do have a door that separates this, so no worries about that. You do have a door. There is a tub in here that has a shower as well. There is no removable head in this shower, just a regular shower head, but you have a pretty good sized tub there. And because once again, we are only the fanciest at Grand Floridian, we must have our logo stamped upon the toilet paper. And if you go anywhere that has toilet paper that has not been stamped with the logo, or if you go somewhere that has, I don't know, say tissues that have not been stamped with the logo, I do believe you're staying somewhere that is not fancy enough, and you should demand more fanciness from your hotel. So this is what you guys all want to see is the bedroom. This is actually quite a large room compared to some of the rooms we've been staying in. Even with the 2 queen beds and the additional pull-down couch, we have enough room to sleep 5 people, and it is a very good sized room. Before we get to the beds, I want to show you this awesome chair we have sitting over here. It's a really interesting pattern on there, because if you look closely, you can tell that inside that pattern, the little blue part is little tiny hidden Mickeys all throughout that pattern. Something we didn't notice at first glance or even second glance, but just as we were kind of walking through the room, we picked up on that and thought it was really awesome they had that in there. You do also have some storage space over here with some drawers on either side and a mini fridge down here as well for all of your cold things. This room has been retouched in the last few years because they have redone things with the USB outlets. You do have those here on the dresser as well as on the nightstand and the desk, so you have plenty of room to plug up your devices. They gave us a beautiful little hidden Mickey on the bed. We are always happy to come in the rooms and find those. And there is a Grand Floridian logo pillow. They just like sticking their logo on everything, basically. So they've got the pillow on the bed there and a really pretty picture of the Grand Floridian on the wall with some swans swimming over there in the lake and the Grand Floridian buildings up there in the background. Thought there might be some hidden Mickeys in there, but we couldn't find any, so maybe they're hiding in there, maybe they're not. One thing I do want to point out is the beds don't usually look like this when you come in, because the time of day that we are in, we actually have had turn down service. So as you can see, they have come in and turned down the sheets for us and left us little chocolates by the pillow. So if you are in this resort at the Grand Floridian and you were staying, you can request turn down service. It is not automatic, but you can request it and it's absolutely free. And they will come in every evening and turn down the blankets for you and draw the curtains and put little chocolates on the bed. So if you like Ghirardelli chocolates, there's a great way to get a couple of those every night. Also, we want to point out the wallpaper here. Whether or not this is hidden Mickeys is really hard to tell. There's just a lot of circles going on, and if you start spinning like this, it gets kind of dizzying. So we won't do that. But are there hidden Mickeys in this wallpaper? Are there not? I will leave it up to you to decide, but it very well could be with all the circles on there that just kind of merge into each other. As I said earlier, this couch is a pull-down couch, so you can have a fifth person in this room. And unlike some of the rooms we've been in, it actually is large enough that you could have 5 people and it wouldn't be too crazy. So you just have a strap behind the couch and you're gonna pull that and the bed flips over like that. So you do have a twin bed hiding in there, so you can have one person on that bed and then have your 2 queen beds over here, so you can fit a total of 5 people in this room. And there actually is a decent amount of room to move around. So I'm not against having 5 people in this room, unlike the studio at the Grand Floridian Villas here, which is a little bit tighter than this when you have 5 people staying in there. It's a little bit smaller of a room. Our desk over here brings us to our next hidden Mickey here in the room. Actually, one of my favorites. This chair right here is absolutely beautiful. I love the color, and then they also worked in the Mickey and the gold work there, so that's great. We also have a Keurig coffee maker, so if you need to have your coffee in the morning, there is a Keurig along with a little assortment of K-cups here, so you're set. And then because we are in a deluxe resort, they always have these little tables underneath the desk that you can pull out and roll around the room as you need them for food or working or whatever you may need them for. Now, before we head out on the balcony and show you guys what's awesome about that, I want to point out in the curtains here, we do have little hidden Mickeys in the pattern. So if you look closely at this pattern as we go down, you're going to find a little Mickey right there and the little brown Mickey in the center. So there's a Mickey hiding in the outer curtain, these blackout curtains that they have. And there is also a Mickey hiding here in the sheer curtain. So right there in the middle of this pattern, all the way down, there's little gold Mickeys embroidered into the curtain. Now we're gonna head out there on the balcony and show you guys the view that we have. But I wanna point out, because we're on the 4th floor and the way this building is built, we actually have a very, very, very high ceiling in this room, which is really cool. It makes it feel a lot bigger than it actually is. So you have this really high ceiling, and as you can see, there's a funny little design right here heading towards the door. And that is because once we go outside, we are actually standing here on the roof area. And of course, we have our own little patio with a couple chairs and a table. But where we are standing is here on the roof. So we have other rooms there next to us. As you can see across the way, it's a similar setup. And this is our view that is technically called a garden view. We'd call it more of a pool view because of where we're at. But this is the garden view in the outer building, and this is technically not the top floor. There is a 5th floor above us in some of the areas. As you can see, the space next to us, the roof is a little bit higher. It's up there, so there is a 5th floor that has similar rooms to this. But we are on the 4th floor with one of the amazing views sticking out here over into the garden and the pool area and the rest of the resort. We're gonna have a great sunset as soon as that starts going down over the building right there. So really awesome location. We're really happy that we get to stay here and have this great little place to hang out and work outside. So that concludes our tour here of the outer building garden view room at the Grand Floridian. We are very happy with this one. I like this even more than I liked our last room, which was a king room over in the lagoon view side of this same resort. It feels a little bigger, even though that one was just one king bed, so there technically was probably more floor space. This one just feels bigger because of the taller ceilings, so it's kind of awesome to have that here. But
I think that's the first time we've had any type of design ceiling or anything that's not just a normal room.
Yeah, it definitely is. It definitely opens it up and makes it feel bigger for sure. So maybe if you're staying here, request one of the higher floors to try and get a little bit more bigger feel to your room, so you don't feel as cramped as you may in smaller rooms.
Yeah, and of course, anytime you have a higher room, you have a really pretty view of the sunset here at Disney.
We've yet to find a bad sunset here living at Disney World, so
it's pretty much nice all the
day.
time. Yeah. So we hope you enjoyed that walkthrough, and we hope you join us later in just about an hour or two.
Yeah, 8-7 Central.
And for our live question answer on here.
Yeah, so we'll be back in just about an hour, so make sure you keep an eye on our page. And if you have any questions at all and you're not going to make the call, Send them over to us in a message, drop them in the comments. We'll do our best to answer them on the call at 8 o'clock, 7 Central. And until then,
We're here with the ears.
bye.